Hi, I'm Randy Van Wagner, president of Mohawk Valley Community College, and I'm here with Steve Frisbee, who has worked at the college as the director of college library since 2000. He's won the Chancellor's Award for professional service and was the chair of the SUNY Council of Library Directors and president of the board for the Central New York Libraries Council. And Steve, thank you so much for helping MVCC celebrate 75 years.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you asking.
Great. So tell me how you came to work. Take me back to 2000 and how'd you come to work at MVCC?
Well, I'm originally from the Albany area. After getting my master's in library science, I worked at a variety of different library settings, including a legal library, academic, an accounting library, even a corporate library. I ended up in Seattle for 4 years, working for the Boeing Company in their library. Then in 2000, my life changed. My daughter was born, and we wanted to raise our children near the grandparents and the family. So as I looked for positions in Central New York, came across the listing for the director at the library at MVCC. And up until then, I had not held an administrative position, but it seemed like something really appealing to me. So I was incredibly fortunate to get an interview and couldn't be happier when MVCC, decided to take a chance on me. The interview process was very interesting because we were doing it cross country. So it's a lot of telephone. We certainly didn't have the Zoom at the time. So it was definitely a different experience, but I knew that when I came in for the on-campus interview that this was the place that I wanted to be. My experience here has been excellent, both personally, professionally. To be honest, I was a little concerned when I first started an administrative position that might limit my interaction with students, and I knew that I enjoyed that very much from my previous academic librarian experience earlier in my career. But MVCC has afforded me so many opportunities to be involved in so many ways through orientation, convocation, blood drives, food recovery, just to name a few. And then most impactful thing was when I was asked to advise Phi Theta Kappa, the Honor Society for two-year colleges. In many ways that paired my commitment to provide quality library services and facilities and resources and instruction, along with my desire to work with students in a meaningful way. So I just consider myself very fortunate to enjoy what I do each day.
Yeah, great. So yeah, to pick up on the Phi Theta Kappa, you've been, it's been such a central part of your service to the college outside of your daily role, in addition to serving countless screening committees and serving on so many other committees and otherwise. But Phi Theta Kappa, when I came in 2007, it was already a vibrant, prominent student organization on campus, but it has grown over the years. And as I told you, even when I got here, it was already the healthiest Phi Theta Kappa chapter that I've ever experienced. So if you don't mind, some of the memories, or tell a little, some context of how you came to work with Phi Theta Kappa and how it's grown over the years.
Sure, absolutely. So as I said, I started in 2000, and shortly after I was here, I had been aware of Phi Theta Kappa from another institution that I worked at, again, early in my career. And so I inquired as to who the advisor was. And at the time, it was Don Wilner, who had been doing it for a long time. So I met with him, and he had conveyed to me that it would be great to have somebody to help out from time to time. So I was like, oh, I'd absolutely be happy to do that. I thought this was a great opportunity for me to connect with students and, immerse myself in the college. Little did I know that just months later, he said, I'm going to be stepping down next year, so you're in charge. So it was definitely an experience for me, in the early years to try to maintain the 2- and 3-star levels. Phi Theta Kappa has a 5-star chapter ranking. And then about 11 years ago, I did a similar thing to Liz Doherty. I asked her if she would come on board and help me with some of the travel or some of the regular meetings. And she agreed to do that. Little did she know that this would become a totally immersive experience for both of us. And we really have enjoyed working with the students so much over the years and have achieved 5-star status for Phi Theta Kappa for 10 consecutive years now. So it's just been, and one of the things that's really meaningful to me in my Phi Theta Kappa experience is just the transformation of the members, of the students, of the officers as they make their time through MVCC. You know, to see them when they're first at induction and then see them again when they graduate is just a pretty incredible transformation. It's inspirational. They do, you know, such good work at the chapter and for the college. But one of the things that that I have very good memories of, it's traveling with the students. So for many of them, they've never been out of the area or haven't been out of the state. Some didn't even have ID and we had to. I remember there was one person who needed an ID to travel with us and we were running down to the DMV to get that ID the morning we were traveling. So we have had a lot of good stories. Some have never flown before, ridden on a bus before, stayed in a hotel before. They didn't even know. You don't need to bring your own towels. You don't need to, you know. So it's been fantastic. And certainly one of the more memorable ones is when we went to Nashville on a bus. We spent many hours. We went in with some other chapters from New York State and we rented a bus because it was less expensive and we were bringing about 22 students down at the time. And we remember that we were pulling up after 16 hours on the road. We were pulling up and we were meeting up with you shortly after that. And,
Yes.
you know, the students were exhausted, the advisors were exhausted, and you come into play and say, oh, how's everybody doing? And all excited, you know, after.
Oh my gosh. I didn't put the, you know, didn't put it all together to really acknowledge what you all had been through. I caught a quick flight. I was going to be in for a day or two and come back and yeah, then we went out to dinner and whew, that was a lot for everybody.
Funny thing about dinner. So you had dinner with us and with the students and you were riding the bus back with us. So when we had one of the other advisors count how many people were on the bus, and we counted and they counted and we were one short. And you had sat up from the front in the beginning, but then you moved back with the students so you could have those continued conversations. And we were one short where somebody said, where's your president? Where's your president? And we thought we had lost you. Yeah, yeah, the students still remember that, but yeah.
Yeah, that Phi Theta Kappa, it's just an incredible organization. I remember one year the entire officer team was comprised of refugees. Mm-hmm. And you know, in some years you have, you know, students graduate in December and you still got to go through the spring semester and your officer team's down 1 or 2 people and somehow you all just kept it going. Each year brings a new set of challenges some way, but yeah, 10 plus years of 5-star recognition is pretty significant.
Yeah, it's been a great experience. It's been great. Yeah.
So a little less academic. You for many years you were part of the basketball lunch crew, and so we had a group of folks that played basketball over the lunch hour. And then that kind of led to a fundraising scrimmage, if you will, against the faculty and staff against the MVCC women's basketball team. And you played in 1 or 2 of those matches.
I did, yeah. Back when I first started, I started going down to the gym, and I had just met Jim Myers, and he and I and Dawson McDermott would go down and we just shoot at lunchtime. Weren't very good, but we enjoyed the exercise and the camaraderie, and that just expanded over the years as, in some ways, as we hired new people, we checked out their basketball skills. And we got people to come down, and it was, we were noticed by some of the coaches down there, and it was suggested that we have this fundraising game, the Slush Ducks, as we were called, against the women's basketball team, who are very, very good every year. So, and it was a scrimmage at the beginning of their season. And of course, we were very nervous because we did not want to have anyone get hurt on either side. But it's certainly a very memorable thing. We got uniforms one year, and in our second year doing it, it was Tony Carbone's birthday, longtime member of the MVCC family, and we recognized her at the game and sang happy birthday to her. So we have a lot of good memories with the Slush Ducks. Yeah, having
that gymnasium just singing happy birthday to Tony Carbone, standing there, is just that was a beautiful moment, to say the least. But that was an interesting paradox of, I think it was at halftime we realized, are we supposed to win? Is it a good thing if we win, or should, but and I definitely didn't want to get anybody hurt on either side, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Very good. So so 21 years. Any what makes you stay? What keeps you coming back?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've been involved in so much change over the 21 years. Certainly in the library, technology has driven things forward, moving from the days of the card catalog and microfilm readers and print indexes, CD-ROMs, a facility that was, filled with books and tables, and carols, but mostly taken up by resources. And now we've changed to a place that where we have electronic databases and reference materials, ebooks, full text articles, study spaces for the students, study rooms, accessible from on campus and off campus, all our resources. So it's really changed a lot. Reference assistance 24/7, just to name a few things. So I'm really motivated by these changes. I'm motivated by implementing these things for the betterment of the students, the faculty, and the community, really. I've been incredibly fortunate to work with a great staff that's very service oriented. I've also been very thankful for my supervisors at MVCC, people who have, who, like I say, took a chance on me, like John Bolton, my first vice president for instruction, and then carrying that down through with other mentors in my career here with Dan Larson, Mary Rosie Ennis, and now Luke Ehler. So I've had some great supporters, some great people that I work with here in the library and at the college. I've been afforded many opportunities to really reach out to students and to make a difference. And that's what motivates me every day to keep coming back and throw in the Phi Theta Kappa thing. It's just the icing on the cake, just really making it a complete professional experience for me.
That sounds great. Well, Steve, thanks so much for helping MVCC celebrate 75 years.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.